Welcome back. I'm Jim Emke, and I am now joined by a distinguished panel of experts as we look at the impact that the legalization of marijuana in New York State may have on higher education. So let me quickly introduce our panel to you now. We are joined by Dr. Carol Ross Scott. She is the Vice President for Student Development and the Chief Diversity Officer at SUNY Broome. We also are joined by Linda Reynolds. She is the College Prevention Coordinator at Binghamton University. And we are joined by Khalil James. He is the President of the Student Association at Binghamton University. I want to start by thanking all of you for joining me today.
Thank you, Jim.
All right, so I will pose my first question to Dr. Ross Scott. Carol, what sort of impact, if any, does this legalization have on how SUNY Broome enforces marijuana rules or handles any sort of marijuana regulations on campus?
Well, it's a double-edged sword because for the campus, the rules actually have not changed. The law may have changed, but the rules on campus haven't changed. And what we have to do is make sure that our students understand that even though the law says cannabis use can happen for individuals who are 21 years and older on campus, it's still a no. And so if students are caught with any kind of cannabis, they are still subject to the adjudication process.
Gotcha. And I think one of the things I've heard coming from other college campuses in New York is the fact that in some ways this is out of their hands because of certain federal regulations tied to federal funding that different higher education institutions have.
Right. But even though our federal funding still is impacted, it is still against the law. We prohibit the use and possession and cultivation of cannabis at educational institutions. It is the law.
Let's speak now with Linda Reynolds. Linda, in your capacity as the College Prevention Coordinator, what's your concerns about the potential impacts on the health and well-being of college-age students from the use of recreational marijuana?
Thanks, Jim. So it's kind of like Dr. Carol Ross was saying, it's a little bit of a double-edged sword because we're up against the challenge that there is a perception now among students that maybe cannabis isn't harmful or that smoking marijuana doesn't cause harm. And so there's an educational component that needs to happen. But I think, the biggest sort of challenge is educating students that marijuana impacts everyone differently, depending on what they're using, how they're using, the setting they're using in, their own physiological makeup. It really does have a different impact on different people. And that means, for some people, maybe it does make them feel more calm or less anxious, but the opposite is true for other people who feel more anxious and more depressed over time and frequency of use. There's so many factors right now that can really change how a student experiences marijuana. And so there's a lot of concern around just sort of educating students about the knowledge of what they're using and THC content and things like that. And also, from my perspective as well, there's a component of the combination of alcohol and marijuana and that elevating risk even more. And so that's certainly on my radar, particularly, just given what we know about college student substance use and alcohol use.
Now I'd like to turn to Khalil. Khalil, what's the sentiment, to the degree you've been able to decipher it? What's the sentiment among students at Binghamton University about the legalization?
I think there's a couple parts of the conversation that's really important to have, right? And as Dr. Carol and Linda had mentioned, it's a double-edged sword. Now, the word double-edged sword, at the core of that means perspective, right? Just two perspectives that's going on here. And so, like Linda said, it's about education, right? And I think it's an intricate thing because we have these laws, but we're actually at a campus, a college campus, where we're supposed to lead forward in educating and sharing knowledge, right? At the core, that's what a university should be. And so I think with change and change in perspective comes universities have to either lean into the fact that they want to bring that change. And again, it's not just for the students because every university is placed into a community and not everyone in that community attends that university. So we have to be very mindful as universities of our presence on college campuses. So with that being said, it's like we can't just think for students all the time. Yes, that's technically, who pays us as a university. That makes sense. But when it comes to our students, as Linda's saying, like it could be a little intricate because alcohol and weed, what does that do for you, right? And so I think some of the things that students at least are concerning is as much as there's for, there's also students that are against. And I think the best thing here is for the universities to come together and figure out a way to educate. Now, there's students like myself that can help them with doing that, right? Like that's why folks come to me for that perspective. But at the end of the day, I don't sign any papers and I don't have like that power, right? That social capital to push that conversation forward in that way. I have the power as an elected student, representative to push the conversation forward. And so I think again, it's a new law, right? There's new change. It's a new double-edged sword. We've never held it before. We don't know what it looks like. We don't know what it feels like, right? But we do know that it can be used, right? That's something that we just have to figure out together. And I think that is the overall understanding of what's really happening here.
Jim, I'd like to jump in because, Khalil, I fully agree with you. Because as administrators, we're going to be considered the bad guys. Because, recreational marijuana, recreational drinking, all of it supposedly happens off campus. But when we bring that back to campus and we're trying to implement the law for the greater good for our students, of course, administration is going to be perceived as the bad guys. We need for student leaders to help us get that message across. That it's not something to intentionally penalize the students. It is for the greater good of the community. And it's so that we can make sure that our environment is one that cultivates someone's learning inside the classroom. And like Linda said, you don't know the impact of cannabis on your body, on your psyche, on your learning. And so it's different, it's very individualized. So it's our responsibility to make sure that you're in that classroom with minimal distractions, whether they're physical or emotional or learning, minimal distractions so that you can maximize your learning. And we're gonna need student leaders to help us.
I have just one more question, then we'll wrap up. Linda, in what ways now are you tailoring your message to the fact that you're operating in this new environment?
Well, a couple different ways. I mean, certainly the first and foremost is making it clear to students that we still, that marijuana is not prohibited, or that marijuana is prohibited on our campus. That's the first sort of foremost message. But secondary to that is also, like I was saying, education on the harms around marijuana and the potential dangers associated with marijuana use. And I think, especially with college students, they are very informed individuals, and part of what our job is to really be open and honest and transparent with them. And so trying to have good dialogue with the students about, if they choose to use, what does that look like, and what are they putting themselves at risk for? And also, we have to use our peer educators, as Khalil was saying, to really get the message out. It's one thing for me as an administrator to say something, but it certainly resonates differently when it's coming from peers. And so doing that. But the other piece too that I think is important that we're working on right now is getting more information from our students on their own perceptions of marijuana. We don't, quite honestly, there's not a ton of research on college students and marijuana use out there. And so we have a hurdle in that. We don't know student motives for use. We don't know exactly what the consequences are that college students in particular are experiencing. So we're relying on literature that's not entirely there. And so we're trying to do a survey on our own campus right now. One of the public health classes is actually administering it at the moment, and trying to get more information on what our own students think about marijuana use and what it looks like here at Binghamton, because every campus is very different. And so that's the other piece of this. to consider. The culture on our campus may not be the same as it is for SUNY Broome. And so those are things we're trying to figure out at the moment so that we can tailor our messaging even better moving forward. But certainly right now, the biggest message is that it's prohibited on our campus. And secondary to that, talking about risk and harm reduction.
Thank you so much. Unfortunately, we've run out of time, but I want to once again thank all of our guests, Dr. Carol Ross Scott, the Vice President for Student Development and Chief Diversity Officer at SUNY Broome, Linda Reynolds, a College Prevention Coordinator at Binghamton University, and Khalil James, the Student Association President at BU. I'm Jim Emke, and we'll have more after we come back from these messages.